Okay folks, I figured I'd spend a little bit of time working on this today. Maybe get it started up. Got the manifold on. I just painted the intake. The exhaust got overspray, but it'll burn right off, I'm sure. Haven't done anything with the carburetor. Probably going to end up trying to find something to put on it or find the parts for it. I guess it's a pretty big issue with these things. The base is falling apart and not made out of real good material, I guess. But anyway, got the engine all bolted in on the back side, got the flywheel back on, getting ready to put the clutch on. I wanted to show everybody what the clutch looks like and how it works, how it adjusts in this particular vehicle. Okay folks, we're in the middle of putting the clutch back in. The way that you got to do this, these pins, you knock two of them out so you can get the clutch out, and then you hammer them back in. They're just pressed in, and then the pressure plate, which is right here, goes in and locks against them pins. But the way that you adjust this clutch, it's a little different. This is Borg and Beck, and this is patent date's 1915 on it, so this has been out for a long time. If you can see, this is sort of ramped. It's lower here and it goes up, and it does that in all three spots. Now the way you do this is you put this on, and you can see the contacts right here. They fit on it, and then as you turn it, it changes the pressure pushing on this clutch, and you can see where they had it adjusted to right there. Now that's a little over halfway, so, and that's probably about right. Our clutch is probably a little over half worn out, so you know, as it wears, you would bring it up farther and it'd put more pressure against it, unlike new clutches that are sort of unadjustable on everything except big trucks. So pretty neat setup. Just wanted to show you that. We're going to get this clutch in and get the transmission in. Okay folks, I think there was some misunderstanding on these the shims that I put in this engine, and I noticed that somebody said that I had purchased them somewhere, but I've got this bad habit here lately of turning the camera on and then hitting record really fast, and the record's not coming on. I'm not waiting long enough for the camera to come on. You got to wait a second and then hit record. So I keep missing a bunch of stuff, but I had actually done a video or a scene on this and didn't get to put it in the video because it was not there. So because for some reason I, of course, didn't get to start recording, and I was sure I sit here and talk to myself, which I seem to do a lot anyway. But wanted to show you what I done and how I made these shims. First of all, 10,000 shim stock. Richard from Kentucky had sent me a bunch of that, different thicknesses, and that's what I used, and I appreciate him for sending it. And I just cobbled this die up real quick, and it's nothing but a sleeve that I bored, and it's got, you know, an exact fit over top. And I think out of the three shims I made, I actually messed one up, and I was hoping I could find it here, and I don't know what I've done with it, because it's kind of hard to get the alignment right on this, and you know, it's just the way it is, and it's actually really, well, it's already stuck on there. It's really tight on there. Anyway, we'll leave it. But here's my three plugs. This is the center hole. Now the outer, I just cut with the scissors, as you can see. Well, a good pair of scissors, but 10,000s just went around them, and they wasn't my wife's scissors this time. They were mine, but I had a buddy that had brought me two really nice sets of like industrial scissors, so that's what I've been using. But there's the plugs, and you know, they're exactly the same as that hole, and we popped them out, and then I just, you know, cut the outside of it out, and that's how we made our shims. Now I only saved, I guess I saved 20 bucks because I wouldn't have got enough shims for $10 to do what I needed to do, so it'd have been $20. But you know, the main thing was I saved a lot of time, and this didn't take long to, you know, throw together real quick and just set it up to where I could pop these out. So these are exactly 2-inch holes, and then I think that was like 2 3/4 or something like that. And they're not perfect on the outside, you know. It wasn't really, you know, it wasn't a, didn't have to be exact. So anyway, but that's how we made the shims, and I'm sorry I missed that on the camera. I'm gonna try to do a little better, but yeah, anyway, this is my arbor press. I just used the arbor press. You know, it didn't take much. When, you know, if you've got this lined up, it, you know, you'll actually hear it pop when it goes through and pops the hole out. and I can't get that off one-handed, but tight fit around it, and I'm sure I've scarred it up a little bit when I you know, press these out. There we go. And as you can see, that's probably the one I messed up on right there. I had it a little bit off because, you know, basically you got a sheet under there and then you're trying to eyeball this in the exact spot, and you know, you just put a little pressure on it, and then you know, you sort of feel it when you get it in the right spot. So then you hammer down on it and go on and pop it out, and really makes nice circles. But this of course wasn't the part we needed. So anyways, that's how we made them, and let me move on and get this engine finished up. Okay, I got it in there, and we're gonna get it bolted up. But you know, a piece of advice, I should have thought about this before I done this, but I put it on the ground and grabbed a hold of the transmission and picked it up and put it in, and using my legs, my feet, and my shins and elbows and everything else. But it would have been a lot easier if I just brought it in the car and put it right down through the floor into the hole, and I just didn't think about it. So used to bringing them from the bottom side. So anyway, if you have to do it the other way, because all this that goes in here is actually wood, and of course there's wood and then there's metal. So alright, and we'll get her hooked up, and we're going to try to get her started here shortly. Alright, we got it all in, and most everything hooked up. Got the radiator back in it. I didn't clean the radiator up or anything yet. It's probably just going to be temporary. We're going to pull it back out anyway. So we got to take that grill shell off and do some work to it, or just leave it. I mean, I may not go any farther on the car itself. I don't know what we're going to do yet, but anyway, coils on. I'm not going to wire anything permanent because I'm going to get some, see if they still got cloth wire available, and try to wire it and make it look old. The wiring that's on it is totally shot. I mean, it's not a hard car to wire anyway. So anyway, I got to put some oil in it. I've got to roll it over a little bit with the gas off and it unhooked so we can get the oil pressure up, and then we'll put some fuel to it and some power to it and see if it'll start up. We're hoping anyway. See how she runs, and hopefully it'll be nice and quiet and run a little better since it's on 4 cylinders. So. Alright. Okay. I put water and antifreeze back in this, and I overfilled it, and it's not leaking out of the overflow. So I didn't mean to overfill it, but I did, but that's not good. That means put the cap on, tighten it down, it would build pressure. Now it's not going to, because this motor meter is really loose on this cap, but we should have had a big screw up there if I tightened it down too tight, or if it would have sealed. So what we got to do is go find that overflow, which is on this side, and try to figure out why it's clogged up. So it runs right up and through, so we'll have to get that unstuck. But all I need is a battery, and I'm ready to start it. Well, crank it over. I got to get some fuel to it here to get it running, but we're going to get a battery on. I'm not going to hook the cables up because I've got the floorboard piece out. I'm actually going to make a new floorboard part. I mean, it's in fair shape. I'll show it to you. There's the floorboard with the starter pedal and everything, and I'm going to go ahead and make a new one. And just because we've got it out, and it's got some places on the ends that are bad, so we'll go ahead and make a new one, use this for a pattern, and put it in. And I think that'll work out a little better. Now I don't have the drive shaft in. I don't have the cover over it because I may end up having to adjust the clutch. You never know. I do need to get some oil in that release bearing. This is where you oil it. So this little ball right here. Push down on it, put oil in. Gas pedal's not. It's hooked up, but it's not going to be operating. It's just hanging down. So, but we've got it good enough where we can start it anyway and check it out. Make sure she's going to run all right. So give me just a few minutes here, and I will get everything wrapped up. Okay, I had somebody ask me what kind of oil I use, and I like to use Rotella, but you know, sometimes money is the difference between whether you use Rotella or not. But there's Phillips 66. I just got enough out for the car. price of what I got to pay, you know, depicts on what I buy. But I, you know, I really do like Rotella. But this is good stuff too. All right, I've turned it over a few times to the battery. I just put the gas tank on it. Need to put some gas in it. Alright, well, hopefully she won't flood, but it did before. Still don't see any gas coming through these hoses. Yeah, plenty of gas. I don't know why this gas is so clear you can't see it in the hose. Well, it's not flooding this time. Let's hope it starts up. Alright. Cross your fingers. Hook some power up. I think everything's hooked up alright. Started easier than last time, huh? I'm wondering if that choke's not, or that float might be stuck shut. You can't be over here and choke at the same time. Something's wrong. Oh, there we go. And she flooded. We need to check the fire. Something ain't right. Alright, I'm not getting any fire for some reason. I think it's going to be an issue with the connection here that I don't have tight, and I got paint on. Let it sit 38 years and it'll start right up. Let me have it for a few minutes and I'll make it where it won't run again. Okay, it sounds like we got to shorten the wire. Aha. Okay. I found the problem. Crimp it real quick. It's one of them old wires that I put back on it that I probably shouldn't have. Like I said, they're temporary. Alright. No knocking. A little bit of clicking from the lifters, but I set them a little open because it was cold. So we'll let it go a while and then readjust them hot.
got just a bunch of old wires that are wired together that was already there. So you can see why we're having issues with wiring. Sounded really good. We'll run a little while and get up the temperature. So we'll have to go back through the valves. But kind of a pain to do, but it's alright. Well, the pump's got a little wiggle in it. I don't have any more trouble with crankshaft inplay though. Sputtering a little bit. Sounds pretty good though. Alright, I'll let it sit and run for about 10-15 minutes. See if we can get that temperature going on up. You can see it right there. Come up a little bit. Alright, it's been running here for quite a while. I'm going to go back to the valve. Temperature's still actually up about where it should be. Carburetor's still acting kind of crazy sometimes. We'll probably change that carburetor out for a different, probably a Trebler or Zenith or something like that. But I think we'd be better off anyway. We're not that wobble. But like I said, the main thing is we got that noise out. Yeah, you can see that extra water's coming out of here where it should be going out that overflow. And so we definitely need to get it unclogged. I think that'll do it. Alright. Let me shut her off. See how well she restarts here. Good to go. Good to go. It was $8.50 well spent, right? Okay, here's the deal. The man with the rim and the wheel, actually, I guess he finally got enough of my crap and took it off and never did answer me. You know, like I said, I went back and offered $54, which would have been $300 for me and probably $250 for him because it wouldn't have cost him but $50 to ship it. So anyway, I don't know. You know, that one's gone. Okay, as for the other axle, the front axle, I had actually messaged the guy. I hadn't heard, well, I heard something back from him actually. He said he was, you know, going to let me know something of whether he was parted or not, but I may try to maybe find somebody in that area. I think it's in Indiana. I think that's where it's at. I may try to find somebody maybe that could pull both wheels for me if he's not willing to ship, and just ship me the wheels or the one best wheel and go from there. Or there's a set of 4 on eBay that is advertised as Willie's Whippet wheels, but only 2 of them is Willie's Whippet. The other 2 are Willie's Knight, and they're all 4 front rims, and they've got them listed as a full set of rims. So I think maybe, you know, I emailed them or messaged them, let them know if they would separate them up, that I'd be interested in buying just, you know, the 2 Whippet wheels. So we'll see what happens with that. Maybe we'll get lucky on it. But yeah, I mean, we're close to being able to be ready, you know, be able to drive it. We've got some woodwork we got to do first and stuff anyway, but just to make it presentable. I mean, you know, as a not falling apart. And as you can see, this is not a leak from the radiator. This is where everything leaked down from here. And the radiator holds really well. We'll just have to get that overflow taken care of. And we'll start it one more time, and I'm going to get out of here, or get off the camera anyway, because I'm going to let this thing sit and run a while longer. Seems like the longer it runs, the better it does. So. Alright, well that'll be it for now, and I think the next video is going to be on something else, because I'm not going to do much on this until we can get a wheel lined up. So we'll either, we got the drag car to work on, we got the 55 to do a little bit too so we can drive it. I've got a first start on an old tractor to do, so it'll probably be out here the next couple of days. And won't take, you know, long to get it started, I hope. Old diesel been sitting 12 years, so, well, fella died 12 years ago. It's been longer than that, but at least 12 years. So anyway, I appreciate everybody watching, and till next time, bye.